skeleton crew, to another Ragnarok classic cartoon commentary. Today we're headed back to 1929, August 22nd, 1929, to kick off the Silly Symphony series by Disney Animation Studios. And what more appropriate way to start than with the skeleton dance? Because if you know one thing about us, you know we love skeletons. Ooh, spooky already. Lightning in eyeballs and an owl. Owls aren't that creepy. Actually, come to think about it, owls are pretty terrifying. They're not as scary as bats, iconically. But owls are still pretty spooky, especially when they're possessed by demons like that. And they have like an exorcist moment. At least it's not vomiting green stuff. You know, owls do, ironically, vomit these things called owl pellets. And in the owl pellets are bones. They're the skeletons of the animals they consume. So look at that, full circle. It's all about skeletons here. That dog looks like the one from the Haunted Mansion rides. Look at this. You got spiders, bats, black cats, cemetery. This is every Halloween trope rolled into one short. Minus a jack-o'-lantern. That's the only thing we're missing. Wow, why was that spit so dark? Is that one cat on the left chewing tobacco? Must be. Would cats be afraid of a human skeleton, though? I guess they're kind of that's pretty cool. I guess they're kind of skittish at any sort of anything coming by surprise. Well, that was neat. That was some fun animation for 1929. Diving through the mouth, out down the ribcage. That was actually really cool. Ub Iwerks is the animator on this project. Not arguably, definitely my favorite animator of all time. I didn't know owls were like that scary to scale. Oh, I guess, never mind. You know, what would startle a skeleton? The same things that would startle a human? Because, I mean, they really are just humans without flesh and muscle and organs. But other than that, you know, they're just people. They're just people like you and me. Except I can't dance like this. Can you? Can you dance like that? I could do that move, though. No. That would be pretty impressive, though. This is fun. So, look at how beautifully synchronized that is. Do you think Ub Iwerks drew one skeleton and then just kind of like, you know, traced it in that line? Or, I don't know. Because the synchronicity is so perfect. It just goes to show how talented he was. And apparently these people were made of rubber. This is Mr. Fantastic's skeleton. So that's not really a dance. Is it? These are like circus tricks. How do you think they figured out how to do that? When was the first time they did like the skeleton pogo maneuver here? Oh, what? Oh. I wonder how that feels for a skeleton. I guess it wouldn't hurt at all because they don't have a nervous system. Well, that just makes life more fun, doesn't it? No nervous system. All these things. I don't know why that's making me laugh so hard. Wow. I could watch this literally all day. Well, there we go, using a cat as an instrument. That is a kind of a staple in old Disney cartoons. From Skeleton Dance to Steamboat Willie, cats are so frequently used as an instrument. And good. You know, I'm allergic to cats, so I feel no empathy for them at all. Dun, 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 dun. I really like the tune. Ooh, jeez. This was a really short night. Well, I guess we don't know what time we started this. It didn't begin just directly at sundown. Run! Oh my gosh. How did Ub Iwerks conceive of this creature? That's what I want to know. And they're all sharing one grave? Must be one family. Wowee. Well, that was fun. That was a blast. I truly love that short. So much. And in our house, it is a staple for the Halloween season. And it's kind of really just a staple all the time, year round. Because again, skeletons. It's what we do. It's what we love. Hope you loved it. I really do hope you loved it. Because now we're going to dive head first into everything we didn't know we wanted to know about the skeleton dance. The skeleton dance is a 1929 Silly Symphony animated short subject produced and directed by Walt Disney and animated by Ub Iwerks. In the film, 4 human skeletons dance and make music around a spooky graveyard, a modern film example of medieval European danse macabre. And dance is spelled D-A-N-S-E. I'm presuming that's how you pronounce it. Danse macabre, also called dance of death, is an artistic genre of allegory of the late Middle Ages on the universality of death. That is really fun. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. So skeleton dance. The skeleton dance is a lot deeper than I had originally anticipated. That's fascinating. It's a modern for 1929, a modern film example of medieval European danse macabre imagery. Wow. It is the first entry in the Silly Symphony series. That's why we started with it. Yeah. Anyhow, for those of you who only listened to this podcast portion and didn't decide to watch the short itself with commentary over at leallegacy.com, to give you a little summary, the strokes of midnight echo throughout a spooky moonlit cemetery. A group of living skeletons soon rise from their graves and start getting up to all sorts of silly skeletal antics. That's the summary of the cartoon, and that's, that's a pretty good summary. That's accurate. We don't really need to go over the plot, because if you want the plot, just go watch it. Just go over to leallegacy.com and give it a watch, or you can just piece it together audibly from what we just experienced. I don't know. I think my commentary could have been solid enough to, no, there's a lot of, it's almost a silent cartoon. And when I say silent, I mean there's no dialogue to describe what's happening. It's just like, jaunty music. So the imagery is really important. So I highly recommend you go watch it. The production of the skeleton dance, the origins for the skeleton, one more time, take 2. The origins for the skeleton dance can be traced to mid-1928 when Walt Disney was on his way to New York to arrange a distribution deal for his new Mickey Mouse cartoons and to record the soundtrack for his first sound cartoon, Steamboat Willie. Wow. During a stopover in Kansas City, Disney paid a visit to his old acquaintance, Carl Stalling. Anyhow, let's try that again. So Disney stopped by in Kansas City to pay a visit to his old acquaintance, Carl Stalling, then an organist at the Isis Theater, to compose scores for his first two Mickey shorts, Plain Crazy and The Gallopin' Gaucho. Oh, that's pretty cool. While there, Stalling proposed to Disney a series of musical novelty cartoons combining music and animation, which would become the genesis for the Silly Symphony series. And pitched an idea about skeletons dancing in a graveyard. Stalling would eventually join Disney's studio as a staff composer, or the staff composer. Animation on the skeleton dance began in January of 1929, with Ub Iwerks animating the majority of the film in almost 6 weeks. The soundtrack was recorded at Pat Powers' Cinephone studio in New York in February 1929, along with that of the Mickey Mouse short, The Opry House. The final negative cost $5,485.40. That 40 cents made all the difference, I think. I'm really glad they didn't skip out on that last 40 cents. The reception for the skeleton dance, Variety wrote on July 17th in 1929, title tells the story, but not the number of laughs included in this sounded. The word they use is sounded. Let's try that again. The title tells the story, but not the number of laughs included in the sounded cartoon short. The number is high. Peak is reached when one skeleton plays the spine of another in a xylophone fashion, using a pair of thigh bones as hammers. Perfectly timed. Whoa. Xylo. Well, I've never seen the word xylo before. I've seen the word xylophone before, but I've never seen xylo by itself. XYLO. Seeing that feels so bizarre to me. Anyhow, perfectly timed xylo accompaniment completes the effect. The skeleton's hoof and frolic. You know I love a hoofing and frolicking skeleton. One throws his skull at a hooting owl and knocks the latter's feathers off. Yeah, that does happen. 4 Bones brothers. Oh, so all the skeletons are men. Didn't know that. I remember I posed that question earlier. I was trying to figure that out. 4 Bones brothers do a unison routine that's a howl. To set the finish, a rooster crows at dawn. The skeletons through for the night. Oh, through for the night, like they're done. Got it. You know, I don't have very good reading comprehension skills, okay? The skeletons, through for the night, dive into a nearby grave, pulling the lid down after them. Along comes a pair of feet, somehow left behind. They kick on the slab, and a bony arm reaches out and pulls them in. All takes place in a graveyard. Don't bring your children. What? Why? Variety in 1929 said, don't bring your children to this? I don't know, but I don't know. I don't even think children of 1929 would be. I don't think they would be startled by this. This wasn't a very startling cartoon, except for the lightning strike and the. You know what? It was horror imagery, but it was spooky imagery, but it wasn't I wasn't terrifying in any way to avoid bringing children. I wonder if that was a joke. The Film Daily on July 21st of 1929 wrote, "Here is one of the most novel cartoon subjects ever shown on screen. Here we have a bunch of skeletons knocking out the laughs on their own bones. And how?" And how? They do a xylophone number with one playing the tune on the other spine. All takes place in a graveyard, and it's a howl from start to finish, with an owl and a rooster brought in for atmosphere. In 1994, the Skeleton Dance was voted number 18 of the 50 greatest cartoons of all time by members of the animation field. That's pretty cool. Number 18 is pretty high. I mean, out of 50, it's almost right in the middle, but still, in 1994, out of all the cartoons that were produced up through 1994, to select 50 of those, and for this to be ranked in the top half of those 50, that's pretty cool. That's actually really, really cool. As far as release goes, or its release, in order to attract a national distributor for the Silly Symphony series, Walt and Roy Disney arranged for the Skeleton Dance to run at the Cathay Circle Theater in Los Angeles and at the Fox Theater in San Francisco in June of 1929, while Pat Powers arranged for it to play at New York's Roxy Theater from July. In early August, Columbia Pictures agreed to distribute the Silly Symphony series, and the Skeleton Dance played as a Columbia release in September at the Roxy, making it the first picture in the theater's history to have a return engagement. Wow. In March 1931, the New York Times reported that the film had been banned in Denmark for being too macabre. That's hilarious. Because again, I don't find anything... Yeah, the imagery is spooky, but there's nothing... There's nothing too macabre about it. It's not like it's spooky, but it's not dark, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? It's not intended to scare or be gruesome, or I don't know. I feel like macabre is kind of it's a heavy-hitting word to describe this cartoon. As far as home media goes, the short was released on December 4th, 2001, on Walt Disney Treasures Silly Symphony, the historic musical animated classics, and on December 2nd of 2002 on Walt Disney Treasures Mickey Mouse in Black and White. I absolutely loved those Walt Disney Treasure... I'm having a real hard time speaking right now. I really did love those Walt Disney Treasure collections. I had the World War II propaganda set, and then the Mickey Mouse in black and white, and then I think I had one of the Mickey Mouse in color sets as well. It was released to Disney Plus on July 7th, 2023. In video games, it makes an appearance in a video game. The Skeleton Dance appears in the video game Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two, as an unlockable short. Wow. That's pretty exciting. The short was directed by Walt Disney, story by Walt Disney, produced by Walt Disney, starring Walt Disney and Carl W. Stalling. Music by Carl W. Stalling, Edvard Grieg, Grieg, Grieg. March of the Trolls from Lilac Suite. I guess maybe that's the song or the music, the title of the music. I don't know. See, I told you, man. It's making me speak in tongues. Maybe it is macabre. The animation was by Ub Iwerks, Les Clark, Wilfred Jackson. Layout by Ub Iwerks. Backgrounds by Ub Iwerks. Production company Walt Disney Productions. Distributed by Columbia Pictures. Released August 22nd, 1929. Runtime of 5 minutes and 31 seconds. Pretty rad. Pretty rad. This will forever be one of my favorite cartoons ever. It ranks higher than number 15. If I had to pick 50 cartoons as the greatest of all time, this one would definitely, I think this one would definitely be in the top 10. Without question. Definitely within the top 10. So anyway, I hope you dug this. I hope you dug it. We are I'm going through all of them. I'm going to go through all the Silly Symphonies. The Silly Symphony shorts. The Silly Symphonies. Which one sounds better? I think the Silly Symphonies. I'm going to stick with that. But hey, with all that being said, won't you, since you're in a skeletal mood, go and check out our Skeleton Crew store, Skeleton Crew Fight Club. That is our lifestyle brand for Leal Legacy. You can find that at leallegacy.com/shop. We sponsor ourselves and all the fun commentaries and podcasts and any creative endeavor. We sponsor ourselves with Skeleton Crew. So if you like what we do, show a little support and pick yourself up a little something. We have a Disnerd specific collection for all you Disney aficionados out there. I'm very proud of it. All designs are curated by myself. Is that the right word too? I don't know. It might not be. Anyhow, yeah. So if you want to show some support, go and take a gander at what we got. Pick yourself up something nice. Pick yourself up or pick something up for someone nice. And you can also follow us and support us across all your favorite social media platforms at Leal Legacy. Video streamers, Leal Legacy. Just Leal Legacy. Just Google Leal Legacy and you will find all the fun we have out there in the cyberspace. So thanks again, folks. Until next time. Thanks for being a friend and telling a friend. And we will catch you on the next Silly Symphony Retrospective podcast. This has been Ragnarok. I've been Justin Leal. I really feel like I miss my calling in old-timey radio. In another life, maybe. In another universe. Anyway, none of that matters. See ya.